Now we got our main card. First fight on the main card, Petr Yan versus Urijah Faber. What a great fight. The bantamweight division has never been better than it's ever been today. We have so many guys in the top 10 that can compete with anyone in the top 10, and anyone could win on any given day. That's what I'm most excited about. You got all these young guys. It's not an old fossil weight class. These guys are young. Everyone is young. I'm 30 and I still feel like I'm really young, but at the same time, 30 in terms of the number, I feel like it's on the older end of the spectrum with the way the UFC has been shifting to signing more younger fighters of late. So with that being said, it goes to show that we're going to have guys that can continuously fight with each other for years and years to come, and we're only going to get better. The younger guys are only going to get better, and I'm super excited because the people who are the 21 hoopers, 21-year-olds, the Macy Barbers, when they start getting older, and by the time they get to 30 years old, dude, their star power is going to be ridiculous. They're going to have probably 25, 30 UFC fights under their belt. So it goes to say a lot right now to have all these young guys who are now at the top of the echelon competing with each other. And we're not even talking about the guys who are still slingshotting each other, like the Wild Wild West in the top 15, outside of the top 15. There's still a lot of promise and prospects. And now, just to get back to the fight, Faber comes out first round, looks great. I don't want to say phenomenal, but looked great. He landed a nice knee up the middle that a lot of us thought really, really landed flush and hurt Petr Yan. After going back and watching the replay, it didn't look like it landed as cleanly as we thought it did. But either way, it got Petr Yan's attention. It got him to give him a little bit more respect. But then that respect slowly but surely disappeared. Petr Yan continued to put the pressure on him, and you could tell he just had a disrespect for Urijah Faber's power. Eventually, the fight out of the first round, I think Petr Yan, it was a close round, but I thought I still kind of gave it to Petr Yan because I thought he still dictated the pace. He still landed some big shots when he was landing those strikes off the break from the clinch. And then the second round comes around. Now, Petr Yan makes a nice adjustment. Now he's pressuring him. He's landing more combinations. He's going in the clinch. He's foot sweeping. He's following up with a knee to the body. And then he's exiting the clinch with a cross on the break. And then he switches over and he goes for a elbow off the break. Now, it wasn't the first time he used the elbow. It was multiple times he used the elbow. So I got the clip right here, 38 seconds. We're watching the highlights. Let's just go to even the first round. About a minute left. Okay, he lands that big knee. Now we're in the second round. Now Petr Yan and Faber are standing right in front of each other. 2 minutes and 25 seconds into the second round. And they're smiling. Petr Yan's got the grin on his face. And in my head, I think he's like, and I heard DC calling this, Faber can't continue to fight Yan's fight. He's fighting Yan's fight. He got to stick to his game plan. He was right. Yan is grinning like the evil, the evil grin, the evil laugh. And you could tell like he's got this mischievous plan up his sleeves. And sure enough, he does. He sits in front of him at 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Yan lands a jab, right hand tight to the chin. And as he lands a jab, right hand comes, fires off the chin like a fucking rocket missile. Boom, down the pipe. Cracks Faber. Faber's hands are out. His head is turned to the right. And then he sets his feet again, Yan does. And he loads up from the southpaw position. That shows you how hard he threw that right hand. 1, 2. All his body weight fell forward. Now he's southpaw and he fires off another rocket missile from the southpaw stance. And this one sits Faber right down on the ass when it lands and connects on the chin. Faber is on his butt looking up as Petr Yan is staring over him. Celebrating. Now he tries to get him out of there. Faber does the right thing, turtles up, covers. He's blocking the punches underneath with his hand. And then this is the one that was beautiful to me. 1 minute, 45 seconds left in the second round. They're in a clinch. Faber is overtying. So he's overtying with his right hand. This is my left. I can't really bend my right hand. But he's overtying, collar tying. So they're in a clinch. Petr Yan's got his left hand on him. Faber's taking his right hand. He's coming over the top of Petr Yan's head. He's over tight. He's pulling him in tight. They're almost ear to ear for the most part. Yan takes his right hand. He finds Faber's face. It's almost like watching Bird Box. Boy, girl, boy, girl. He finds his chin. He lines him up, and it's almost like he's rubbing it and he's caressing it. And as they're about to break, he pushes off, he loads up, and a right elbow from hell claps Faber, sits him down. He follows up again. Faber has managed to survive until the third round. Keith Peterson decides to let the doctors in. Doctor comes in, wipe him up a little bit. You know what? Faber's showing that, he still wants to fight. It's not really affecting his vision as of yet from what we can tell from the outside. The ref lets them continue fighting. The doctor lets them continue fighting. We resume now. We're in round 3. 4 minutes and 22 seconds in. Petr Yan again in the clinch. This time, right hand underhook. Left hand controlling Faber's wrist. His left hand is controls Faber's right wrist. He takes his right leg. He foot sweeps Faber's outside leg, which is his left, from the clinch. Faber's off balance. His head is down. He lines him back up, picks him back up. Yan grabs the head with the right hand. He hits a switch. You guys got to watch this again in slow motion. So as he lines him up, foot sweep, he grabs the head. He hits a switch. Switch knee. Faber gets his head back just in time. Just in time to catch the punt end of the foot, which sends him back down to the canvas once again for the third time, and that was all she wrote. And they say, man, that kick didn't even look hard. It wasn't intentional, but Petr Yan threw it saying, I'm going to hit something. Something. I don't give a fuck what I hit. I'm going to try to knee your head off, and since he's just that savage that he's just like, I just want to connect with something. I don't give a fuck what it is. As long as something connects, I'm okay. Faber doesn't see the foot coming. Who's thinking to... you avoided the knee. No one's thinking, oh, there's a foot that's coming behind it as well. No, we don't think like that. The foot comes up, slaps him, sits him down. Faber loses. He goes limp for a second. And it's crazy because the foot didn't look like it had that much power and speed on it. But like they say, man, he's already hurt. And the strikes you don't see are the ones that do the most damage. And that was all she wrote for that fight. Next up, even before that, man, congrats to Petr Yan. That was a great fight. I do still think he beat up an older guy. I would like to see how he does with a guy like myself or Corey Sandhagen or even a Marlon Moraes. And even now, Jose Aldo. Aldo's a lot younger than Faber. Faber's 40. Aldo's 33. We still have some pretty good lions in the division. Rafael Sunsao, Cody Garbrandt, and possibly even TJ Dillashaw when he comes back next year. And even Henry Cejudo. I still don't think a win over the number 12 ranked guy should give him a guaranteed title shot. Marlon's still number 1. I'm number 2. Sandhagen is 3. And Petr Yan, I believe, is 4. So, 4 or 5. So, I'm looking forward to see what happens with him next. But other than that, man, congrats to him. That was really an impressive fight. And the whole debacle with him and Cody Garbrandt, you couldn't really hear the audio, but it sounded like to me, Petr Yan was saying, like, what was that stuff you were saying to me in the message? And that's what I think I heard, because I saw like a couple different angles, and some of the audio was a little bit better than some. And I kind of made out those words, and I was like, he probably did to him what he did to me. What Cody Garbrandt did to Petr Yan is probably what Cody Garbrandt did to me when he slid in my DMs and talked some wild tough boy shit. Maybe that's what he did, and Petr Yan didn't like it. It is what it is, man. We're in a fight game. Like, again, this is not the ultimate friendliest competition, companionship. It's we're here to fight. So if he's trying to get in his head early and let him know, like, yo, I'll touch your chin, then, it is what it is. But I like how the whole exchange went, and then, Cody didn't back down, and Petr Yan definitely didn't back down. And Petr Yan at the end, his broken English makes it even better when he's like, all you do is blah, 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 blah. You just blah, blah, blah. You are blah, blah. I was like, yo, I don't think he realizes how funny that really is in the American language to hear that. It's kind of funny, but it is what it is. I'm excited to see what happens though for him in his next fight, and hopefully, I did call him out. And if I'm not gonna get the title shot, or if they're not gonna defend the belt, then maybe him and I can fight for an interim or some shit like that. We will see.